everyone. Here we are, Anna, Victoria, Robin, all with Robin Mosen Associates doing the Tipsy Realtor. I think we might be having a day again today. I'm not sure what's going on. Supposedly,
it is back from holidays, so
yeah. And Anna says that she doesn't trust me to be in charge of things today.
yes, well, you failed on half of them already.
Okay, so here we are, and we're going to show you how to make the banana split cocktail, which I think looks super awesome. And we're going to talk about split levels, because believe it or not, a lot of people actually get confused as to what's a 2-story, what's a 4-level split, what's a 2-story split, and 5-level split. Exactly.
Yeah. Back split, side split.
Yeah, so we're splitting everything today.
So we're doing banana splits and talking about splits.
Oh, you know what? When talking about splits, we could have made an atom cocktail. Like atoms, when you split atoms, something nuclear.
You're getting distracted right now.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start drinking.
Yeah, come on, lady. Soon.
We have our beautiful fifth and vermouth shaker with ice, and we have a hurricane glass with ice in it. And your recipe is on the screen. So we're doing Kahlua 1 ounce, and it, again, pretty basic, right? To do it all. Kahlua 1 ounce, banana liqueur 1 ounce.
Okay, what is it?
Cream.
Okay.
1 ounce.
Dear God, is like full of calories today.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good one. And then pineapple juice. So pineapple juice, 1.5 ounce.
Yeah, are you counting calories and alcohol?
No,
Really?
but that's why I don't like to add any more calories to already alcohol that exists there.
Okay.
We're cooking here today.
It does smell. The banana liqueur is strong. And then straight into the glass.
All right.
Put in your banana. Now this one's going to look fun. So we're going to take our banana garnish.
Okay.
Right?
So basically we'll take a banana, we split in half. Yeah. Oh, you broke that one. You want another one?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
So my banana went too far down, but that's okay. Bring your glasses over.
Okay.
Top them with whipped cream. So they're lots of fun.
Okay.
Top with whipped cream. Top with whipped cream.
All right. And with cherry on top.
Oh. It's not a banana split without a cherry on top.
And you need a straw for this.
And you need a straw. But look how fun that looks.
Yeah,
that is a fun
and
cocktail.
You can put like this, like you can do like the little juice, like make it pretty.
Well, definitely I need more like red dye number 2 or whatever that is.
Yeah. Okay. So it looks really cool. Let's try this.
It looks super fun.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, cheers. All right.
Cheers.
Oh, big banana splits.
Tasty.
Oh my God.
It's delicious.
Oh my God.
That tastes just like a banana split.
This is really dangerous.
But it's not too alcoholic.
Well, it has a banana in it, so it's good for potassium.
No, there is not much alcohol. You basically have a couple liqueurs. It's a just really dessert, easy drink while heavy on calories. But if you're having like, what I like about dessert drinks, and that's my thing when you're hosting, and you don't want to serve like a cake or the pie or something like this, you can kind of serve dessert drinks so everybody can enjoy the banana and the whipped cream a little bit. That's
a good idea. I always wondered when you have these kind of cocktails.
So you can have liquid lunch and liquid dessert.
Yeah. No, but that's why my preference is, because sometimes if you had a big meal and then you're serving dessert on top of it, nobody can eat as much of a cake or a pie or whatever.
True.
So usually kind of you make something after dinner that will be perfect.
This would be a good dessert drink. This is a really nice dessert drink.
Oh my God, this tastes too delicious. And yeah, I'm afraid to eat. It's gonna be all over me. It's like the banana, the whipped cream. I'll get like a child. Don't eat it with your finger. You're on live show. Just keep failing. Hashtag fail all day long, Robin.
It's so good. All right,
let's talk about the level splits. And I think you actually put some pictures also to demonstrate some different levels.
Yeah, so first things first, people always talk about what's a 2-story. So a 2-story is pretty simple. It's that the main floor and the floor above the main floor are exactly the same level. So that's a straight 2-story. They're directly on top of each other. They're the exact same square footage, one to the other.
Again.
No one can see.
No one can see that.
Anyway, so that is a 2-story. Now
she was licking the whipped cream off her finger off camera, just so you guys know.
Now this is a 2-story split. Now 2-story splits can look like 2 stories on the outside or look like 4-level splits on the outside. But if you look at the rear elevation, you'll see is that they actually kind of have split that 2-story level over top of one or the other. So like this would be a main floor of a 2-story split, and then you can see that the upper floor is smaller than the main floor.
Yeah, and the most common, like if you go from main floor has your kind of kitchen, your living room, your dining room, kind of like that. Those are kind of a family activity rooms. And then when you go upstairs, the 2-story has usually your bonus room and all your bedrooms and bathrooms. However, the split level of the 2-story usually has kind of like a mini floor in between the upper level and the main level. Usually it's a dropped bonus room or kind of an office area.
Another dining area or living room.
Yeah. But it's basically you have to take a few steps up to be on upper level, and then another few steps up to be on actually your second level where all your bedrooms are.
So now this is a 4-level split. So 4-level splits are obviously like 4 different distinct levels. By the way, they can see us now. I changed the view.
Oh,
so
thank you for letting us know.
Yeah. So 4 different distinct levels, and those 4-level splits can actually be side splits or back splits. So a side split meaning like the house kind of goes like this, 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 and you have 4 distinct levels. Yes. Or you can have it front to back. So you walk in and it can go up and then down again. So it goes back split or side split.
Yeah, and also with those back splits or side splits, it could be bungalows as well, not just the 4-level splits or 3-level splits. It could be a bungalow. But basically with your back split, you have to see it from the back. And from the front, it would be just looking like
house.
Yeah, like a main level, like 1-level house, basically a bungalow.
But what the
and I'm like, I like how I'm just trying to to talk with my hands,
trying to help everyone understand. The one thing though with 4-level splits, and the reason why I think it's important for 4-level splits, 3-level splits, 5-level splits, and anything like that that's a multi-level split more than 2, is that a lot of times how they're measured doesn't always put it either puts 3 levels of square footage above in the above grade measurement, or it only puts 2. So the hard part when we're looking for 4-level splits on the MLS as realtors is I always have to keep a really broad range of square footage, because if I don't, I may miss out on the 4-level splits that only have 2 levels counted, and I'm only getting the ones that have 3 levels counted.
So the residential measurement standards, they count the square footage just above grade. And with the split level, for example, with 4-level split, the first level on the bottom and the second is always above grade. Below grade, I'm sorry. Below
grade.
And
the problem is that
and this doesn't count.
I think realtors even too, based on 4-level splits and how they're measured, I think even realtors and measurement companies are very confused by that, because technically the measurement standard when it was made was supposed to be if any portion of the 3rd level whatsoever was underground. So even if one corner had a small amount going underground, that entire level wasn't counted. And yet I know that I've seen a ton of them measured on the MLS, and that 3rd level is in the measurement, even though if you were to read exactly what the measurement standard reads, it shouldn't be.
That's right. Usually the third level, and we're actually talking down, because the 3rd levels, I kind of count main floor, upper floor, and then 3rd level down, 4th level down, right? Like, so it's kind of count. So when we talk about 3rd level, you done there? You want mine?
No, I'm good. Mine's all done, and you won't let me eat my banana.
Usually the 3rd level is a walkout level. Oh my gosh.
Just let's do it after, okay?
Just get it. There's another one over here.
No.
So with so 3rd level usually is a walkout level. And the fourth level is usually your kind of a basement, and most of the time crawl space, it doesn't have actually, no, crawl space cannot be a level because it doesn't, if it's under 5 feet, then it doesn't count to be a floor.
True.
Yeah.
So oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about 1.5 stories, which is another split story.
Yes, and
which is all very exciting.
And 1.5 is this way, so we're going tall way, not
okay. We'll finish the 4 level splits, and then we're going to tell you about 1.5 stories because that's a whole nother drama.
So with a 4 level split, recently I've been to one house in 4 level split. So half of the lowest level, it has like one room, but another is a crawl space.
That's
so crawl space is not counted, but this room with the proper ceiling height can count.
That's right. And the reason why there is only like this, because the third level was dropped, and that's why the fourth level has only half of the ceiling in a proper height.
Now, 2 stories will tend to be the most common level kind of split that you see is the 2 stories. So 2 stories with bonus rooms, regular 2 stories, all that kind of stuff. 2 story splits were mostly in the 70s and 80s. They didn't really seem to build them much after that. 4 level splits have reigned all through. Yeah, there's still some 4 and 5 level splits being built by builders nowadays. I know that they've got some in Evanston and stuff like that. In regards to, and then obviously if you have custom, you build whatever you want. So that's kind of the eras that you'll generally see these kind of split level homes, and where you'll find them obviously is certain eras.
Story and a half we were talking about.
Story and a half.
The century mostly.
Yeah. Now, 4 level splits, I find families generally that are multi-generation families or have older children tend to like those 4 level splits better. Most of the time, not all the time, but how they're built, lots of 4 level splits don't have that kitchen view onto the backyard, which for a lot of people, they want to be able to stand in their kitchen and see their backyard so they can see their children playing.
Yep.
So there can be some challenges with 4 level splits on resale because that part is taken away, especially on the back splits. But one thing that I love about 4 level splits is when we show them is 9 times out of 10, we walk into that house and it's deceiving how big that house is from the moment you walk in. Like you walk in and you're like, oh my gosh, this house just keeps going and going and going and going.
I actually personally a big fan of the 4 level splits. Maybe not so much of the 3, but 4. Like I found it's provides so many rooms, so many privacy, because your basically home is split on more levels. So let's say it's a 900 square feet home, but it's on different levels. So you actually rooms are bigger, and you have more like privacy to go. Like so, your bedrooms are still separate from the kitchen. The kitchen and dining room is on its own level, which again provides a little bit of more open plan.
Yeah,
that's a lot of people looking for.
Family, you can spread out.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
And then not bother.
Yeah, and that's provide quite a lot of storage, because that 4th level in the basement that we were talking about with the crawl space, it can be used for storage, and it's usually a really big size.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, 1.5 stories were funny because when they put those into the measurement standards, which came out in 2016 by the Real Estate Council of Alberta, it was quite interesting because when they did this measurement of 1.5 stories, is they only count the square footage on the upper story. So 1.5 story means that they've got a pitched roof usually, and the pitched roof comes down and takes up some of the height of the second story, but the main floor, it's the same size as the main floor. So these were more common in like the 1930s, early 1900s. They did a lot of 1.5 stories, but we're only allowed to count anything that I think it's actually 7 feet. It has to be 7 feet.
I thought it was 5. I thought it was 5 feet.
No,
52 centimeters.
I thought it was 7 feet, that it has to be 7 feet tall.
Should be taller than 52 centimeters.
Well, there you go. We will have to Google that one up.
This might be something that maybe was changed when we did the measurement standards, because originally it was 7 feet, which actually caused a lot of problems because it caused basically the second story of most 1.5 stories to not be counted at all.
Right.
When it came that there was a 7 feet requirement, because I personally own a 1.5 story home in the Crow's Nest Pass, and it is just over 6 feet tall in the second story, which meant that
5 feet 5.2. 5.2. Yes.
Then they must have changed it because originally that was a challenge that we had with the measurement standard, is that it was causing the entire second story floors of these 1.5 stories to not be counted.
They're saying what it is, like they cannot count because if your roof is like this or any basically slanted, if your roof doesn't have like say 5 feet across, it doesn't count. So because of here and here and here is under 5 feet, they will not take measurement just to count whatever where the peak
same
is.
with the bay windows.
Yeah, because I have the same thing with my third floor here, not entire third floor above the 5 feet. So it doesn't count into square footage.
So that's something else too, is to remember that when you're looking at the 1.5 story homes, is that you may have more square footage than what you expect once you actually walk into that home, because there is square footage.
Yeah, so it's very important, I guess, what we're trying to say is to pay attention to the style of home. Just because you see like a small square footage, don't disregard that there is a square footage that is not counting by by standards. Exactly.
Everything below grade.
And that's why it's important to know all the different styles, because a lot of people are familiar with bungalow, maybe bi-level and the 2-story, but there is so much more. Whereas you as a consumer, as an end buyer, can actually utilize that home and actually benefit from so much more that is posted.
And bungalows and bi-levels are all 1-story homes. So basically a bungalow is just you walk in on the main floor and everything is there. And a bi-level, you walk in between the main floor and the basement and you can go up or down. Now, one thing to know about those houses, and you always hear the term above grade, below grade. We can only count square footage that is above ground level. That's what we're only allowed to count. It's all that's allowed to be put on the MLS. And the reason why that is because not all jurisdictions actually have basements. So we only account for what is above the ground, and that's it, because not all houses go below ground. But if you're in the Calgary and surrounding area, you'll find that the majority of these houses have basements.
99.9%.
But it doesn't mean that the level should be completely below the ground. If it's just like this below the ground, it won't count.
Yeah, more than 50% below ground level. But what it means is that if you're looking, let's say, to have a total of 3,000 square feet, including your basement, depending on the level or the type of split level you're looking at, you may need to look at a 2,000 square foot home or a 2,500 square foot home.
Add that
because that basement level, again, is that additional square footage.
Majority of the time now we do, as a realtors, we put everything on MLS because we do hire professional measurement companies. And like our team also invests into floor plans. So if you go to our listing, you can actually see the floor plans as well, and which floor, what rooms they have, what's every room's measurement, and what is every floor measurement. So you can actually total your square footage and see how you can use that home. Again, that's not used widely across a real estate industry, just something our team does. But the measurements of itself have to be professionally measured. And you also can see what's the main floor, what's above floor, what's the basement measurements are, and you can total them together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But next week, we are talking about the Lilac Lady, and we're going to talk about the woman in the history of women in real estate, because we are coming on
International Women's Day, so March 8th. So we're going to be talking about women in our industry, which is going to be very exciting. And what's our next? So
prizes.
Oh my God! So is it? That's it? We're done with March.
So the next show is when you get to find out who gets the 6 beer steins and gets ready for
you probably can do banana
Patrick's
split
Day. Too. You probably can do a banana split.
But yes, you get what is 6?
6.
Okay. So you get 6 of those. You can do banana splits. You can drink green beer out of it, whatever you wish.
But you have to like and share.
You like, love, share, tag your friends and family on any episodes. We are still looking for some ideas, so we have put this out a couple weeks ago. Please comment on your shows with the cocktails that you like for us to make, as long as we haven't made them. Maybe it's a new version of a cocktail we've made before. And we're going to put them together with some sexy real estate topic in our season 4.
Now, actually, we've also had a request that we are to put and make a little booklet of all the cocktails we've ever made on Tipsy Realtor.
We'll start a Fund Me page. So
I just think that actually would be a cool thing. Like we can actually start like a little cocktail book, and we'll put all the recipes that we've made on our show into that cocktail book, and you guys can help kind of keep track, and maybe we can figure out a way to submit it or get it distributed. But a little booklet for maybe season 4 about all the cocktails ever made on Tipsy Realtor.
Yeah, and we also did talk about maybe doing the calendar, so every month had a recipe.
Right.
Remember?
That would be so much fun.
We
Lots
just
of fun
full of
ideas.
But
most importantly, if you're looking at buying or selling real estate in the next 6 to 12 months or even any time in the future and you have a question, please feel free to give myself, Anna, Victoria, a call and ask whatever you want. No questions are dumb, and certainly it comes with no obligation.
real estate related.
Real estate related, but we want to make sure that you have the best information possible so that you can make the best decision for you.
Well, thanks for watching.
Thanks. Bye.